realize this week 6 game number 2021 NFL Stadium. And is featuring the Denver Broncos going up against the New England Patriots. We are at Gillette Stadium in New England. We'll let this go and see you after that.
Cam Newton and the New England Patriots versus Drew Lock and the Denver Broncos. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. A moment ago, the pride of Massachusetts, the Patriots, introduced to this, as always, sold-out crowd as they get set to go head-to-head with the Denver Broncos. Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, is ready to get us started. And we are underway in Foxborough. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So here comes the Patriots offense led by number 1, their new quarterback for 2020. That, of course, Cam Newton.
And when he's at the top of his game, you see that big smile, that's when you know everything is clicking. That means he's accurate throwing the football. They can't get him down in the run game, and his team is having a whole lot of fun because when they score a touchdown, some fan's going to get lucky and get the game ball.
Now a first down throw for Newton. And his first pass is incomplete. James White, the man he was looking for out of the backfield. And now it's second down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Newton. He's going to have the hook up to Izzo. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
That's a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. It just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
Throwing on third down, Newton. Got his man, that's Harry. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 18 big yards on that one, and a New England first down. A lot of storylines to a New England-Denver matchup. So many great games in the past. And worth noting, too, that Cam, of course, has his history with the Broncos as well. He was on the losing end of Super Bowl 50 when his Panthers lost to the Broncos 24-10. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
They fake the give. Newton. Into the hands of the tight end. This is Jordan Thomas. And he'll go out of bounds after taking a little further down inside the 40. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the short catch and flip the down marker back to run.
Well, a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they'll have it in the red zone before it crosses over out of bounds. A good pickup there at 20 yards. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now a first down carry for Harris. And this time they were waiting for him. He's going to be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners. Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary. That's what we just saw, isn't it?
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Out of the gun, Newton. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Nice play there for the incompletion. And me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Steps away to his left. That is caught inside the 5. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent game, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that flag.
Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And the Patriots jump out to a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. To return it, here's Deontay Spencer. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Broncos offense set to go behind their quarterback in his 2nd season now from Missouri, Charles. It's Drew Lock.
What a roller coaster for Drew Lock from the NFL draft until the end of his rookie season, because on draft night he thought he might go in the 1st round. Ended up going in the 2nd, and then didn't get to start with the Broncos until near the end of his rookie year. But the Broncos did go 4-1 in those games, and he played very well, working on his agility and his pocket presence in the offseason. I love how the Broncos upgraded around it in order to give it more weapons.
Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. Yeah, he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. There to stop him, Jawan Bentley.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
2nd and 5 now. Lock. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They'll run with a former Super Bowl hero. It's James White. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Now it's Newton. And his throw here is incomplete. Ryan Izzo, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll run. Here's Harris. And 3 yards there. Takes him to the 45.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Newton. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get on the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And the kicks away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They trail 3-0 after the INT last time led to a field goal, but now another fresh start here, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey, and he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Faking to give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. Got a man. It's the rookie Jerry Jeudy. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Block off of play action. this one deep for Judy. Ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Devin McCourty puts it on. Now he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. But what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know, I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position after a turnover. I might have a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot. But a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn it into an interception. They'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go and take the play that's in front of him.
3-0 after one on EA Sports. Newton on first down. That'll be taken in by Demir Bird. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a first down.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had a big play in the run game to play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They defer to White out of the shotgun. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Newton. He's going to take off with it. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. Now a play fake, and it's Newton. A heavy rush, and down he goes.
When we talk about players blitzing all the time, I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, he really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start, it comes through clean. Oftentimes, the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing the Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where the kicker can really come to the rescue because, you know, After the sack, there was a little consternation there. We had a field goal range. Are we going to be able to get through it? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. We see Drew Lock in the offense coming back on. Bottom line, he's got to figure things out. He's completed 3 passes, but 2 of them have been to the wrong team so far.
And when we talk about the best quarterbacks, we're usually talking about touchdown to interception ratio, aren't we? And 2 to 1 is acceptable, but the top line guys, 3 to 1 or better is what they're looking for. Now we're talking about interceptions versus completions. That's not a ratio should ever be in any discussion.
Rock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Ball on the 30, they'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They fake the handoff, now Lock. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Anthony Jennings gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you hope is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
So 3rd and long now for Lock and the Broncos following the sack. From the gun, it's Lock. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
He did a fine job there not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get it, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Patriots take over. New England trying to get a place on offense. They're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach is talking with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday press it a little bit. This might be the case.
Cam going to bring the Patriots up now, 1st and 10, right at the 30. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. They'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
We can get the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Give him 9 there on the first half completion.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys that we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 19. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
So here's the 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. For the red zone now, Newton. His throw caught right around the 6. And a take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. From 19 yards away. For the Patriots, they add on to their lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put it into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball around.
And he's got it to make it now 13-0. The drive summary down time, 5 plays. And it ends with a New England touchdown. Bailey down to kick it away after the touchdown. And it takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it to 26. Drew Lock once again leads the Broncos out. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the second quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. He's trying to find a way to equal things out. And instead of it going to the opponents, get it to his own receivers and find the end zone.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 picks and no touchdown passes yet either. Throwing on first down is Lock. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Lock working out of the gun. That's going to be caught by Judy. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Shotgun snap to Lock. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. It's the former Michigan man, Chase Winovich, who gets in there to bring him down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They're already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield, get after the quarterback.
It's such an impressive first half to get that lead. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. This is Hamler on the receiving end. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look. Operating from the gun. Block. Now the incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on 1st down. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome, everyone, to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. It was an excellent first half from the former league MVP, Cam Newton. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in the second half as they trail, and we are back underway. On the return is Spencer. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10, right at the 30. They'll look to throw right away. He's got his big tight end, Fan. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. They'll try to draw Lindsey. 5 yards on 1st down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd.
Well, it's not time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing now is locked. Well, that's a 5-yard loss. Fourth down now.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to play for Denver. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. And you know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. They'll start the drive with a give to White. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From his goal line here, Newton. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2.
Let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle.
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want it backed up where he has to alter what he does.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And I don't know if he made it out of the end zone. No signal. Yes, it's a safety. Well, you just said it, Charles. They had to be very hesitant thinking about throwing the football. That's why, safety.
File that one under worst fears realized.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. Returning it, here's Spencer. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And right now, these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Rock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll start things with a handoff to Lindsey. This will go for 5 up to the 33.
Well, hopefully the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Lindsey. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU.
They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. And he will have first down yardage. He's brought down at the 41. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Every year we spend a lot of time and money evaluating the top prospects for the NFL draft. How about when we all get fortunate and see a guy like Philip Lindsay, an undrafted free agent who had 1,000 yards rushing the first 2 years in the NFL, can run between the tackles, run with power, and catch the ball in the backfield.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. But there with the tackle, Dietrich Wise Jr.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 33. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and play the football.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On play action, Lock. He's going to let this go. Back in the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro Stephon Gilmore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Now comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And, Charles, you have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there, and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure you run it, throw it safe, take some time off, and eat it up.
Newton and the Patriots with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They're taking your advice. They'll throw first play. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Out of the gun, Newton. And his throw is incomplete. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Now it's Newton. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Draymond Jones able to put it into that play, and in so doing, puts it into this third quarter. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Patriots send out their punter, standing right on his own 5-yard line. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards, well struck. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Denver's offense ready to go again. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Locke and the Broncos going to come up first and 10 at their own 28-yard line. He'll throw from the gun. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example of that last play.
So now they'll come up on second and 10, once again from the 28. Throwing again. Locke. He'll get this one to Patrick. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field, and now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
They'll find Lindsey here. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down. A 2-score game, obviously. Every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Line of scrimmage moves from one 37-yard line to the other as they come up first and 10. Again, they'll throw with Locke. Open man handler, that's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 2 jump plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break. Are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10. Into the red zone, it's Locke. This is caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows where to hit them, but now they got him ready. It's first and goal. They'll try to run with Lindsey, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Broncos have cut it to within a score. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that. It wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
So now a big play here as the Broncos will line up to go for 2. Here's Locke. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. So trying to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
It got home, which means there had to be good coverage, just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you're trying to throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. On the return, it's Taylor. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. New England trying to get a place on offense. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first down, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Jacoby Myers, the intended receiver. That'll bring it second down. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to it and forcing a 3rd down.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2.
I think I said a lot of shoulders just dropped there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They'll give to Harris. And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search a way to get this one to the finish line. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost a no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They're going for it. This is Harris. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. That was a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th.
Oh, man, that was some call right there. The game in the balance. They run for it on 4th down, and this has been the story all game long. They've been the ones that come up with the big plays when they've needed them. And that last one, that may have won them the football game. I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Patriots winners here at home as we say so long from Foxborough.
I hope they have it. The Patriots are winners over the Broncos 13-8 in this streak. And I'll be back with another video on Monday. So please like and subscribe. And I'll see you on Monday. Have a great day and night and enjoy week 11 of the NFL season.